Hello, welcome to our Ability Skills Knowledge Fraternity. Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for joining and stay with us till the end. Once again, I'm 𝐏𝐬𝐲𝐜𝐴𝐻, host and CEO and Management Controller in Ability Skills Knowledge Fraternity. Firstly, I want to say about today's free course. Today's course is workable for those who lose their confidence, did not trust, and have suspect on oneself. I hope today's session will be effective who are struggling with own personality. Every day some new participant join with us, so I have to give little concept about ability, skills, knowledge, fraternity. What is Ask Fraternity? Ask Fraternity stands for Ability, Skills, Knowledge Fraternity. It is an online platform which aims to enhance the skills of youth living across the world. It promotes the talent of the humans and also provide earning platform. Ask Fraternity offers free international webinars, workshops and paid short courses. Its origin is in Pakistan, founded by Dr. Akhtar Wani and Mr. Zain Khan as a vice president. Our collaborative partners are 𝐏𝐬𝐲𝐜𝒡𝐨𝒥 Global Education from China, Right Korean Training Academy Center UK, and Al-Safa Institute of Paramedics and Rehabilitation Services. Motto of Ask Fraternity: creating new leaders by nurturing and promoting the talent of common people is the main purpose of Ask Fraternity. Its slogan is sometimes choosing a different path from others does not mean isolating yourself. It means that you know who are you. I am warmly welcoming in you all. Today we are presenting the free course on psychology with trainer Nomi Russell. So let's start our program. Please give a warm welcome to Nomi Russell. Hello ma'am.
Hi, Aisha. Is my voice clear once again?
Yes, yes, clear.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Aisha, for the warm welcome. Hello, everyone. Today will be our last lecture. So, today will be two topics. I will conduct two topics for today last class. First will be forensic psychology, and the last one will be criminology. So, today is quite interesting. It's all about forensic, criminal, and how the psychological and things work between all these things. Today we'll be learning forensic psychology. What is forensic psychology? It's a special in professional psychology characterized by activities primarily to provide professional psychological expertise within the judicial and legal system. When we talk about forensic, it's all about people who specialize in certain branch, which is crime plus psychology. Where these people, when crimes happen, this is the people they will first call the forensic department. That's what they say. And they also specialize in studying behavior. When it comes to crime, it's different. When it comes to legal system, it's different. Forensics need to react and study in professional way. It's not medical way. Medical also exists, but this is more into studying particular person's behavior. Does this person has done this crime? Has this evidence actually pointing toward that person is innocent or victim, or this is the person who does the crime? So this is the example I can give you. I think when talk about forensic, you know what we are talking about. What a forensic psychology does. So what they do by analyzing crime scene evidence, these psychologists develop criminal profile to narrow down suspect list. Like we said, they comes and find out the evidence. They collect the evidence and they try to find who is the criminal, who can be associated with this crime. If particular crime done, particular murder or first degree murder happens, they will take the evidence and they will forensic department will analyze and they will find out who is whether the DNA match, whether the fingerprint match, whatever evidence they had, it's matched with whoever DNA that they has in the current data. They will use that and they will try to find out the suspect list and try to narrow the list so that you no need to suspect everybody, because when detective try to question homicide try to question, they will, for them everybody is a criminal. So these forensic people who determine who is the real culprit, because they, without these people the cops cannot solve the case, because their job is to investigate, but the evidence and the proof has to be proof by the forensic department. So they have the very professional and very crucial part of solving a crime to create a killer's profile. Additionally, forensic psychologists act as a consultant to legal and administrative employers during trials. Forensic psychologists often serve as an advisor and expert. Yes, they also will attend all the court case, all the trials for them to provide evidence. They will be there. They will say this is forensic. It was proven by forensic department that the DNA match and this person has some connection with the murder. So that these people are very important in studying people's behavior when it comes to crime because these people are the person who will witness what actually have the evidence, how does they prove their theory that they are right. So it is very, very important person. When we talk about crime, they'll say immediately call the forensic department. So these people are also psychologists, but they are more specialized in forensic, more into studying crime, studying their analysis data, their DNA, their evidence, how do they collect the evidence, how do they take the fingerprints, how do they trace the blood, even though your car has been washed properly, even though the crime scene has been cleaned, how does they create back the evidence that has been staged? Day in the life of forensic psychologist. What is forensic psychology like? A day in the life of a forensic psychologist varies their work setting, job title, specialization. Forensic psychologists often specialize in civil, family, criminal casework. As I said, criminal, some people are civil, family. They have a lot of branches which they prefer to work. It's up to them. They interact with attorney, judge, victim of crime and criminal offenders. They work with from the people who are going to give the judgment of the crime and also people who does the crime. So this line of people they handle, the line of people they study, this line of people they interact with to consult with the witness. Forensic psychologists work in research and academy, also interact with other psychology professionals, research assistant and student. They also work in research field, academic field. Some people who wants to teach academy, they'll go into academics and teach forensic psychology. How does a forensic have to do their work? Teach them, teach the juniors and everybody so that they will be very easy to understand that they can bring out a quality forensic psychologist to the criminal department so that they can be very helpful. Forensic psychologists' main duties. What are their main duties? There are 5 duties that they need to do. Observing and interviewing. This professional observe and interview people in the legal system. Forensic psychologists access behavior, emotional, and psychological problem and disorder. They will observe. First, they will, when a person is a suspect, they will call them for an interview and they will observe while talking to them. They will observe their behavior. Does their behavior change? Are they emotional? Are they feeling guilty after doing the crime or they don't feel anything? All this they will analyze. And then writing report and article. Forensic psychologists write report discussing criminal profile, criminal responsibility, and mental states. After the interview, they have to write what are the things they found in a person that they interview. What are the factors that can be helpful for the cops to make decision? Whether is there any proof that this person has done this horrific crime. Many forensic psychology researchers write professional article explaining new findings. Yes, sometimes when they have a new findings, each section, each trial, there'll be always a new finding. Of course, person who does crime, they not always admit. Sometimes even all the evidence are pointing towards you, but they still say that yeah, innocent. So it's the forensic psychologist responsible to tell them that this person is guilty and not innocent. So providing expert testimony. These professionals serve as expert witness, providing testimony in courtroom trials, drawing from their psychological training and knowledge. They testify about sentencing and treatment recommendation and also future risk of criminal behavior. These people also will testify for them to justify the evidence is pointing to this person is guilty. Sometimes the lawyer will defend, but this forensic have to prove that this person has done. So they have a very big role to do that, and their job is quite complicated and a lot of things to do because sometimes the person who does the crime will be very, very criminal and very good at staging up the whole situation, and they have to break each puzzle they have to solve in order for them to find that's the person who does that. So it's like a game. It's a mind game. They have to know how to manipulate the person and to make them speak the truth. Next will be counseling and treatment. Forensic psychologists provide counseling to victims of crime. This professional design provide therapy service to sex offenders and other convicted of crime. These people also a counselor who give treatment to the people who has faced crime, who has become the victim, and also they design certain therapy. Like we said, these forensic people are very knowledgeable, are very professional. They are only not a person who can research and analyze and create a killer's profile, but they also can give you solution. They also can give you counseling for you to talk. Some people does crime out of rage, so these people need some kind of therapy for them to speak out or spill out the truth what actually happened. Last will be supervising. Forensic psychologists often supervise interns and must complete supervised practice to receive their credential. These people, for them to get the credit, their junior, these forensic people need to supervise for them to know. They don't give them the initial case. They'll give them step by step for them to be trained how to conduct forensic in particular crime. How do they need to collect the evidence, what they need to use. They need to use glove, they need to use particular bag for the disposal of evidence and everything. They need to supervise them. If not, they might do something that can disturb the evidence and create another chaos because when you touch, your fingerprint will be there. So they have to teach them step by step and have to tell them that they need to be careful with all these things. Forensic psychology has this kind of branches, which is psychological assessment. They will have psychological assessment, crisis intervention, clinical interviews. Clinically, they will be interview, social policy, legal knowledge. All these things a forensic psychology must have for them to be professionally trained person to conduct this to be helpful to the community, to the people, because all these are reliable in their particular behavior because these people are person who will come out with evidence. As we know, if a innocent, 100 guilty person can be left out, but not one innocent should be punished. So that's the thing that a forensic must always think. If they wrongly stage evidence and an innocent person has been convicted and they has done this, it is actually a very shameful for them because they're not doing their job. Oh, they're not good at their job. So this is something they have to look into them and very careful when they try to find out evidence and pointing everything towards a person. Forensic psychologists have ethics. They should be responsible. They should have a very good behavior. They should be a real. They should be a reliable because when people want to speak to them, they have to be reliable. They have to be morality. They have to have a good relationship. They have to be very lawful person. They have to be honest with the law. They have to know what is law, how does they need to follow the laws for them to incriminate somebody or justice, to bring justice. It's one of their main ethics. They are working for justice and that's their responsibility. Their responsibility is too big to be good, to be true. So this is about forensic psychology that I can taught you today. I hope that this psychological forensic has given you a lot of ideas. Maybe you would have watched a crime show, but a crime show will always have, they will, when they try to have this documentary, they will talk about how does the forensic evidence have proved this person has done this, and also in movies, in cop movies, In any movies, you will always see when the crime happens, always the person who does the crime will be called, and they will, I'm sorry, not the person who does the crime, but the person who does the crime will run away, and the forensic department will be called for a evidence check purpose. So I hope this has helped you and gain a lot of knowledge. You will be able to understand how does a forensic uh, person's life involve in daily life. If you have any questions, you can ask me. We can go for a next course, which is our last for today, will be criminology. If you have any question, you all can ask me. If no questions, then I guess it's for us to go to the our today will be our last course. This course is criminology. This is the 10th lesson that we will be learning. First of all, thank you so much for listening. Kindly have given us a time, and today this will be our last. And there is a connection between forensic psychology and criminology because both has one common difference is both also it's crime. So when you understand that, this one is very easy for you to understand. Let us go. What is criminology? Is the study of crime and criminal behavior informed by principles of sociology and other non-legal fields, including psychology, economics, statistics, anthropology. Criminologists examine a variety of related areas, including character, people who commit crime. This is studying the crime and criminal behavior. How does this crime happen? Why this criminal behave this way? How can he be so cruel? And how could his character revolve around and involve and influence him to do such a horrific crime? Very simple example I can give you. What i- what criminology do? What a criminology will do? A criminology is a professional who research and study crime to prevent and reduce from occurring. This person will study professionally. He is very professional. He can study people's behavior. He know, by the way, talk whether this person has involved or not. He need to do research. He need to do study crime to prevent so that this crime will not happen again. Or else before it happened, they can actually caught this particular person. So that's the criminologist main things they need to do. They use statistics from previous crime to provide data to the other law enforcement professional with the intent that it will help to create solution for the crime. If a crime has been happened before, they will use the statistic. Maybe this is the person. If you see certain crime will happen in a certain pattern, like serial killers. For example, you can say, I'm not sure if you know Ted Bundy. He has been a very nasty serial killer who has been killing around few years, like few, not few people, many people around he has been killing. He was the serial killer who was famous in the 70s. And also, if you wants to know more about it, I think there's a new program stating that Jeffrey Dahmer, where he was one of the most horrific horrific person you ever seen, because until today his crimes are so chilling, because we never knew that his crimes are. You can read about him, Jeffrey Dahmer. You can just go on Google and see that his crime is horrific. When you study his behavior, he was so much of a quiet person. How can a quiet person act this kind of thing? So all this a criminologist's job for them to find out their past history, what has contributed them to do such a horrific, for them to not to have this crime again, to prevent, to tighten up the security of people, and etc. What are criminology interested in? What they're interested in? They use their understanding of human behavior to reduce criminal behavior. They look at the pattern and trend, interpreting data to predict and prevent issues of criminality, relying on strong understanding of psychology theories in their work. They will study in the psychological way where they want to reduce criminal behavior. If the crime has been done, they have to incriminate and tell them that this person has done. And they have to study the pattern of the crime. Has this crime occurred before? If a crime happened now, the murder happened now, any kidnaps or anything, they have to always look at the pattern. Trend has been interpreted. They have to interpret, has this crime happened before? It is a crime of passion. Is this a pattern has actually reversed, has occurred again after a few years? So for them it's very easy to see the pattern of the crime. Oh, why does this person does this? Has this person a sociopath or psychopath or a serial killer or some random killer or some person who kill out of rage? So this is their way of them understanding themselves, what are the things they need to know. Next will be criminology studies. What is criminology? What is criminal justice? Criminology is study of crime. They study the crime. And criminal justice study the system of law enforcement. These people will study the system of law enforcement, how to bring justice. Influenced by sociology. Criminology are people who socialize. They meet more people because they study behavior people. This is people who living among people. Influenced by procedure and policy. Criminal justice, they always follow procedure and protocols. They have this policy. If you are not able to provide right information, right evidence, they have all the rights to push it back to you, stating that that person is innocent. Criminology is psychological behavior. They move to psychological behavior. They follow system determined fate of criminal. Like we said, if all the evidence points toward a person, they will sentence them. If not, they will not be given any sentence. Explore criminal minds. Criminology have to explore their mind, have to study their mind of a criminal for them to know whether this person has done or not. Enforcing the law. Criminal justice, they just follow the law. If the law points towards them, they have to do that. How law interact with society. How system interact with individual. Criminology interact with society and law. Criminal justice interact with system and individual. If the system is pointing toward the individual, if everything in the system is matched with the individual, that's the criminal justice will be given. Research and policy development under criminology involves police, lawyer, court, and correction in crime justice. When comes to crime justice, of course, police, lawyer, all of these person will involved with evidence. But when you go to criminology, they will just research and find out the policy. They study the pattern of the crime and they find out what is the cause of the crime and what is the motive of the crime and why the crime happened, where did the crime happen, how did the crime happen. So they have a lot of questions. Once they answer all these questions, they bring into the criminal justice so that they can be given a sentence. If you see this bulk, you have victimology, you have sociology, if you have criminology, you have psychology, social science, anthropology, and everything. So basically, it's like a bulb who gives you light. So every criminology is very important in a case because this person is the one who determine whether the person does or not. And they have very crucial and very important responsibility. They have to find out the truth. If not, easily the criminal can slip away and commit more horrific crime. So this is something that we have to look into. Criminology skill must have publicity policy, social science, and also research skill. They have to have this all skill because for them to find out, they have to research first. They have to find the pattern, like I said, whether the trend has been repeated. They have to have public policy for them to interact. So I hope all these causes relating to psychology has been helping everyone to understand what can happen if your mental health is not in good state. You can be a criminal, you can end up being sick, you can end up being mental, you can end up being in the street. It's all depend on you if you are not going to take care of your mental. Once again, mental health is very, very important. And please take care of your mental health. And if you have a friend or your family is facing anything, try to find out in an earlier stage so that you can help them and you can prevent better than cure. Thank you everyone for joining for this 10 days course and has been giving a lot of supportive and giving learning, and thank you for your precious time, and I really appreciate that. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you have no questions, thank you so much once again, and I will see you in next class. Thank you everyone. Over to you, Aisha.
Now, members, if you have any question regarding about this topic, then please type your question in comment section. That's amazing. We are obligatory to you for your marvelous presentation and giving us your precious time. This session will be effective for our audience because you shared your intelligible knowledge with us. Thank you so much. Stay happy, stay safe.